Here we have the pieces of the cube laid out, and this is more of just showing you tips and tricks of how to build the cube as opposed to just showing you how to build the cube, because it's not really difficult to build the cube, but just some tips and tricks. So we're going to scoot all this stuff to the side. Going to grab our first 4 pieces, and you want to make sure that when you're putting these together that you're keeping the sides same all the way around. So generally speaking, I'm going to keep these open areas on the left and the top, and the connecting pieces on the right and the bottom. So then all I do is this, go through, and bear with me, the microphone's attached to this base, and so it's going to, see, I almost actually did it wrong. You may hear some thuds on the microphone. Okay, forget that, let me lift it up. Sometimes these types of things can be pretty difficult, and you just got to kind of muscle your way through and hope you don't break it. Wow, what in the world? There we go. Just because I know how to do it doesn't mean it's easy. So this is where it's going to come in handy to make sure that you keep things in the right direction. Again, let's see. So we're going to push these here. I did rotate it to the left. Interesting. It seems like the second connector is a little bit more difficult. Now you get to connect the left and the top. Bear with me as my camera may go in, or it may go in and out of focus based off of how close I get to the camera. I will ultimately, see there, I did it again. This is what you got to be careful for. You can't connect this to this. So I got to rotate it. Yeah, that's right. Even I can mix it up just a little bit there. If I wasn't trying to reach around a camera, I'd actually be able to do this a lot easier. But to show you my tips and tricks, I'm reaching around a camera. There we go. Snap. So, you've got now one wall of the cube put together. So I'm going to quickly put the rest of them together. I've got all 6 pieces of the wall put together. Now we're going to assemble the cube. To do this, I'm going to flip this over, and we're going to make sure that we've got jacks, these opening spots, and the tabs are in this shape, kind of a diamond shape. So we're going to build off that direction. I'm going to take another one, we're going to flip it over. Going to make sure that we've got tabs over here on the right side and tabs facing down, because we're connecting right here. So I'll lift the open areas and kind of tuck them. Actually, yeah. No, we want to do the tabs on top of the jacks, the open area. I'll push it in like that. You're going to need to use some strength sometimes. There we go. Then you'll see that that's put together just like that. We're going to go up here next. We're going to find the tabs right here and right there. Sometimes they're a little bit difficult to spot. Going to lay down the jacks. The open sides are there and there. Then again, I'm going to lift this up and push these in like that. So now you should have a V shape. Gonna tuck that up there. Gonna take another one. Gonna flip it over. Gonna find the tabs. There's tabs here, and there are tabs here, because we're gonna connect these tabs, these 4 tabs, into these 4 jacks, the open areas. Boom, just like that. Like I said, you might have to use a little bit of strength there. And piece number 5. So we're looking for the tabs here, and tabs here. The tabs will go in there, just like this. Make sure the jacks, the opening area is on the right side, or this side, and this side. Boom. Just like that. The reason you need to be careful of where jacks and tabs are, because you're going to be doing this. You're lifting up the cube, and then you're going to assemble the cube, which might be a little bit more difficult because you're having to put your weight in different ways. Whew, there we go. One side of the cube. We'll rotate this around, lift it up. Should have a little bit more, just a little bit more leverage behind you now that you got one of the walls on. And there we go. Got another portion. Then finally, going to lift up for this piece. This should be a lot easier. You can put it on end and just kind of shove it down like this. Now be careful. If you can see, this is a little bit wobbly. So you may, you might need to put your hand in here, kind of help reinforce it. Because you hate to get this far and then all of a sudden just crunch it all in, right? So we're gonna flip this over. I think it might actually work better pushing down on it like this. Yep, working much better. Try to push the tabs into the jacks, the open areas. That tends to work a lot easier with this stuff. There. Congratulations, we now have Kevin the Trash Can. Just kidding. We're gonna take our last and final piece, and we're gonna line up the tabs. Let's see. So tabs are here, tabs are there, jacks are there and there. So the tabs will go into the jacks, and these tabs will go into the jacks. So I'm going to work off of this corner here. This is tabs and tabs, and see if I can't kind of push this on carefully. Start there. Oops, sorry, I bumped the mic there. Okay, wait a minute. Am I doing that right? That did not. Wait a minute. I think I put this together wrong. I've got jacks and tabs. Whoopsie. Like I said, you got to pay attention to what you're doing, because you could very quickly turn that, mix it all up. Let's fix this real quick. Now, if you notice there, I don't know if you can tell, that's starting to get torn up. It's been pulled apart a couple times now. So, you know, just do the best you can. Try not to, when you put it together, try not to be too rough tearing it apart, because you're going to have to buy a whole new vending machine if you want to get this cube back together, or you're going to need to buy some glue. All right, let's get down here. It's a lot easier on a table. Let's see if I can't get it put back together the correct way. Much easier on a table. Let's try that again. I think this is going to work so much better. Well, the theory is it should work. What? It doesn't line up. Tab. Jack, tab. Okay. So my tabs are here. And my jacks are here. Okay, it does line up. It's just, it gets really difficult sometimes to notice what's a jack and what's a proper jack and what's a proper tab. So I just had it turned around. It actually does line up just fine. So everything I showed you is correct. I just didn't have the correct tabs lined up to the correct jacks. So as I said, you know, just be kind of gentle with this last piece as you're going in. You don't want to be pushing out here because it's going to collapse on you. And if you can't get an entire row to hook on, then just kind of feel around and Hook what you can. The more you get hooked, the more you get hooked together, the sturdier it becomes. So just kind of feel your way around, because you don't want to spend all that time and all that hard work to have it just collapse on you. That would be disappointing. I think that would be really disappointing. Then finally it feels like it's going to just start popping into place. And as it pops into place, it's going to feel a little bit sturdier. Yeah, there we go. One last one down here. Huh. There. And then it feels a whole lot sturdier. And there we've got the cube. And this is a good sized cube. Let's grab this figure. Grab 8-Ball over here and show you. He is the size of just one of those blocks. So 4, 8. It's about 8 or so inches. But that is the cube. Cool. That's pretty neat. This is a good little display piece. But that's how you get it put together. This actually ended up being a little bit longer video than I thought it would be. I hope you found this helpful. I hope you found this mostly just helpful. This could be, if you didn't know exactly what you're doing and you don't quite understand the instructions, this could be just a little bit difficult. So yeah, I hope you've found this helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. My camera's down here. That'd really help the channel. And if you like more of these, want to see more of these types of videos, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon, and you'll be notified when more of these types of videos are released. Have a wonderful, safe, happy holidays. We'll see you in the next video.